Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, if you could just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below, that would really help me out because we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers this year. But the breaking news is that Jesse Marsch has finally been sacked. Now, I made a video the other day about Jesse Marsch's tactics, a full 28-minute long video explaining Marsch's entire philosophy and how I thought that it could still work in the Premier League. And at the end of that video, I said that I was very much still Jesse in because I thought that only a few tweaks were really needed to get some results. Because let's face it, we hadn't been playing that horrendously over the last couple of weeks. But there comes a point where you realise that we can't keep going like this because we just are not picking up enough points. And at the end of the stream that I did the other day for the Forest game, I was very dejected. I was very downbeat about it because I just sort of felt like the switch had gone in my mind, like maybe it is time for him to go. Maybe this isn't just ever going to work. So, yeah, I have no hard feelings to Jesse. I think he tried his best to do what he wanted to do, and he had his tactics in his mind. He had his ideas, and people accused him of not having any ideas and not having any tactics at all, and just being just vibes. But he did have an idea of what he wanted to do, but he wasn't able to get it across to the players well enough, or the players weren't able to do it, or it just didn't work in the Premier League, simply put. So Jesse Marsch has been relieved of his duties, and I wish him luck in his future endeavours wherever he goes next. I hope it's a success for him, and that he's learned from this job at least, and that when he does go into his next job, he's got this kind of experience to fall back on to say what worked and what didn't work. But he's no longer Leeds United manager. With him went René Marsch and Cameron Toshak. The only one who didn't go was Armas, the one who's just come in. So I don't really know what that's about. I think that maybe is just because he's just come in, so they don't want to get rid of him already because it'd be quite expensive to get rid of him. There's rumours as well that Angus Kinnear is on his way out, the CEO of Leeds United. But we're talking about facts today, so we're talking about the manager has been sacked. We don't know any more about Angus Kinnear yet, so I will update you on that in due course. But for now, Jesse Marsch has been sacked because it wasn't working at Leeds United. That is the fact of it. It wasn't working. We hadn't picked up enough points, and this is the Premier League, and it's a cutthroat business, and you have to get results to stay in a job. Now, there is a list of managers that is free at the moment, and there is also managers who we think we could get, even though they are in a job. So I tweeted out yesterday when people were thinking he was going to be sacked, a list basically of available managers, and on that list was people like Tuchel, was people like Pochettino, Zidane, and then you go down to the lower echelons where you don't want, and there's Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. But on that list also was Ralph Hasenhüttl, and I tweeted in that tweet that I thought it probably would be Ralph Hasenhüttl would be the type of thing that they would do. I think some people misunderstood me there, thinking that I actually wanted Ralph Hasenhüttl. I don't, but I think that's the sort of manager that they might go for. But in the last few hours, it has come out even more strongly that Leeds are really interested in Carlos Corberan at Huddersfield. Now, those of you who are legacy Leeds fans will know all about Carlos Corberan, but for those of you who are new and maybe American fans who have just started following the club because of the American connections, Carlos Corberan was the under-23 manager at Leeds United in the Championship from 2017 to 2020. He then joined Marcelo Bielsa's first team staff, and basically became one of the disciples of Bielsa and sort of learn everything he possibly could from Bielsa. And Bielsa spent a lot of time with him when he was doing the under-23s as well, trying to make sure that he could get that across to them as well, because Bielsa wanted the whole club to play in the same way. And Carlos Corberan then has followed Marcelo Bielsa's footsteps in terms of the style of play that he has. He left Leeds United and went abroad to get some first-team manager experience, and then came back to the Championship, and he managed Huddersfield for a while. And now he's at West Brom and he's having the best stint so far as a first-team manager, with West Brom absolutely flying at the moment and their fans absolutely loving him. So you can see why Leeds might want him, because instantly you win the fans over because he's a disciple of Bielsa. He's been at the club before and never actually managed in a first team manager capacity. It's kind of like Bielsa light, if you will. And I think he could do well for Leeds. I was dejected as well at the end of that Forest game because I thought, well, is it just that in the Premier League you can't play this attacking brand of football if you're a team in the bottom half, and you have to kind of play dice ball and sit in those two banks of four, be very compact, be very tight, and then win games on the counter-attack? Because I didn't want that to be Leeds. In the last couple of years, we've been treated to some really, really good football under Bielsa. And I really didn't want, at least Jesse Marsch was also trying to play attacking football as well. And he was trying to play a high press and trying to play exciting football. And at times it was, but most of the time you could see that things were going wrong. But I just think that I was really dejected, thinking that maybe the only way to win games in the bottom half of the table is to play sat back and play a low block and play boring, horrible anti-football, time wasting. But the links with Carlos Corberan have slightly changed my mind. I think Carlos Corberan will be similar to Bielsa in the way that Leeds go and attack things, but I think also he may dispense a little bit with the man-for-man system in certain areas of the pitch and actually allow Leeds to have a bit more solidity at the back. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a combination of the way that Bielsa had Leeds playing and Carlos Corberan's own style as well, to keep us a little bit more solid at the back, which could be the best of both worlds. Now, Carlos Corberan is not an experienced manager, and it could be a risk bringing him in. We could bring him in, he could be awful and take us down, but I don't think he would be. Like I said as well, I think it wins the fans over straight away that you're bringing in somebody who's been at the club before and under Bielsa in that period where everything was perfect in the Championship when we were on our way up to an extent. But once we get some more concrete news on who it might be, and if it is Corberan, I will be doing a video like I did the other day with Jesse Marsch's tactics, but explaining the tactics, the entire tactical philosophy with and without the ball, how Leeds would play under the new manager. And we kind of expect it to be announced by the end of this week, so I'm assuming the rumours will be before then so I can start the preparation. But yeah, definitely check back on the channel, and that's another reason to have that notification bell pressed so you won't ever miss an upload. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mad week seeing who we get in now, and it's exciting times. It's a chance for us to all get our hopes up a little bit again and start to think about pulling away from this relegation zone, hopefully, because when you actually look at our squad, we've definitely got one of the best squads in the bottom half of the table. We've brought in some really, really good players in this window, and I'm really happy with the current state of the squad, other than bringing in a left back and another right centre back. But I think we've got enough to be a Premier League team still, definitely more than enough. So hopefully, if this new manager does come in, we're able to plough our way up the table a little bit. But in the meantime, we have Man United home and away, and I don't think there'll be a new manager in place by the time we play Man United away. So it could be Chris Armas on his own in the dugout at Man United away. So that's going to be a strange one. But I'm actually not going to be able to watch that game at the time. I'm going to have to watch a replay the next day, and then you'll get a match reaction if I can avoid the the result as much as humanly possible by putting my phone on Do Not Disturb and everything. But yes, Sunday, if I can't get a ticket to the game, which I'm trying to on the season ticket exchange still, I'll be doing a live watch along, and yes, you'll be able to see all of the latest Leeds news on the channel. So like I said, subscribe, like the video, and also tonight, as I'm uploading this, yeah, I'll get it uploaded in time, we are going to be live on the Just Joe Football Show channel, The Final Word, with me, Luke from Ought to Know Better, Rocco, who is a Leeds United author, Chris from All Leeds TV, and then Jer from... I can't remember what his channel's called, but it's called Jer Lynch anyway, the Irish Leeds YouTuber. I'm sure you'll have heard of him. So yes, thanks for watching this one. Check me out later on that, and plenty more Leeds content on the way. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about the sacking and about how excited or not excited you are to see the next manager. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.